slavery and slave trade. That is what was, that's the reasoning behind them not being slave.
The Gadsden flag.
The "Don't Tread on Me."
Okay. Which is the Gadsden flag. Okay, so he.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, was the Harrison School District in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Now, guys, this clip has gone viral on Twitter for a lot of reasons. More than likely, the real reason why it's gone viral is the fact that, apparently the school board and the teachers and whatnot are triggered by a Gadsden flag. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you guys know what a Gadsden flag is, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of just go ahead and tell you guys what it is if you don't really know. A Gadsden flag is essentially the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. It was a symbol, of course, during the American Revolution. They decided to put it on flags going forward. Of course, they did this to simply say, "Don't tread on me." It's the snake, basically, give me liberty, give me death. And, of course, this, I guess he's a 12 or 13-year-old student. Apparently, he got in trouble for having that flag on his book sack. However, if you listen to the entire audio, you will find out, or the entire video, you will find out that this has actually been going on for a while. Either way, though, the mom was pretty well based, and I got to give her full kudos for putting the teacher in her place. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of it, and we'll come back on the other side, and we'll talk about this issue that's going on in schools of, the loony left just wanting more and more power.
What's going to happen if he doesn't take it off?
He is able to go. I was actually just telling him, like, I was upset that he was missing so much school. I'm like, so I asked if, can he just take his stuff out of his bag and go back to class? Like, I just want him to go back to class. The bag can't go back. It's got a patch on it, because we can't have that in and around other kids. So that's what I was trying to, and then he said you were close. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with slavery. That's like the Revolutionary War patch that was displayed when they were fighting the British. Like, that's the revolution. Maybe you're thinking of, like, the Confederate flag.
Okay, I am
just
just here to enforce.
No,
I am here to enforce the policy that was provided by the district, and definitely you have every right to not agree with it.
Because the ACLU says that he's allowed to wear that. If you go on their website, it's says in big letters.
All I'm saying is that
unless there's a ban on patches, period, like if you said there's no patches allowed at the school, you cannot display what you think or anything like that, or what cheer or anything like that. I think it's one-sided, because you allow some patches but not other patches.
Other kids have patches like other names and the American flag and backpacks.
Yeah. That was flown during the revolution with I just don't understand that at all.
So what I can do is,
and if you go onto the ACLU's website, let's talk to someone, because I don't want a lawsuit.
I can have you speak to Jeff Yoakum again, and then he can refer you to our person at the district. Because, like I said, we're following district policy is what we're doing. So the last thing I want is him out of class.
Yeah, I know. He takes his
classes
seriously. He studies. He wants to get straight A's. He did that. He made honor roll when he was here before. He intends to do that again right now, but it's hard because he keeps missing class for this. So
I understand that.
Yeah, and we teach him to always stick up for your beliefs. And you're going over the revolution for 7th grade. The founding fathers stood up for what they believed in against unjust laws. This is unjust.
Okay, like I said, we're upholding a policy that was provided to us, which we have to uphold.
Okay, can you show me where the...
You're triggered over the Gadsden flag. Now, I can already hear somebody in the comment section saying, well, maybe it shouldn't be in school. The schools have banned other things before, but still at the same time, a Gadsden flag. Yeah, we've heard stories of Gadsden flags and American flags being banned in other schools. It's really hilarious, especially given the fact that we've had drag shows in schools in a lot of states, mostly blue states, but they have actually happened in some red and purple states as well. I'm not going to go too far on that because I think we've already kind of pointed that out, and of course it's not happening as often for the most part. It stopped, and you guys already know my opinion on this. I actually blame the parents more than I do the actual performer for actually carrying their child to these events, especially the drag shows. Of course, I'm talking about the drag shows that happened in Texas and that happened in Florida, where parents were actually carrying their kids to these shows because, let's be honest, kids should not be there. But Gadsden flags. You're upset about Gadsden flags. You guys are upset about give me liberty or give me death. You guys are upset about that, especially given the fact that they're actually studying the revolution at this moment in time in that particular school. It takes a special level of mental gymnastics to get triggered over something like that. Now, guys, before I go any further, there is something that I am going to want to address from a previous video, which I'm probably going to address again in a video on Thursday because obviously some developments have happened over this ordeal. I just figured I'd go ahead and toss this out there before I got too much further into this video. But don't worry, I'll be speaking a little bit more about that towards the end, just kind of voicing some things out there because apparently there was one thing I did get wrong in there. Of course, some people think there's a lot because obviously they disagree with the opinions, but then again, at the same time, I'll be addressing that a little bit later. But back on point. The fact of the matter is that a lot of people are on Twitter, they're online, or now it's X, screaming you should pull your kids out of school, you should homeschool your kids. All fine and dandy. I agree with a good portion of that, but let me also say this right too. This is the reason why state and local elections are so important. This right here is why you need to be getting involved. I mean, not just at the school, but you need to be changing the school board. You need to actually get involved. Let me tell you guys a quick story really quick, all right, before we go any further, because I'm obviously a guy who is a lot older than this child here, this 12-year-old boy, who quite frankly didn't do anything wrong. I remember going to college, and this time it was at the university. This was back in 2019, right after I changed my major from recreational therapy to sports studies. And one of the classes that I was in was Sport in Modern Society. And in that class, I had a teacher. I'm not going to name her name, but this lady was pretty much, I'm pretty sure that you probably may be thinking to yourself, like most college teachers, she was definitely a lot more liberal than others. I don't know about you guys, but doesn't the term liberal basically mean like live and let live? You know, isn't that like what classical liberalism is, like what the actual basis of the country is? Yeah, basically just leave me the hell alone. Essentially, don't tread on me. That's basically what don't tread on me means. If after a while you bug the literal hell out of me and you keep putting your hands around my throat and you keep making my life a little bit worse, the snake is going to strike. That's basically what don't tread on me is. It's also ironic that this is actually occurring during a period in time where they're actually studying the American Revolution. So the thing is this right here. The point that I'm trying to make is that politics, unless, of course, it's actually in a political setting, meaning something like, say, political science or maybe a legal class like I took for a long time at a community college long before I went to the university of the town that I live in, which, by the way, I don't exactly tell you guys what city I'm in. I just let you guys kind of guess it because I do mention the state. The thing is this right here. This right here is not the place for politics, especially in an elementary school. We've discussed this on several occasions, especially with the sexualization of kids. Of course, you guys remember what happened in Florida, and of course, there was the incident in Virginia, Loudoun County, where a student actually, I have to tread lightly here because of YouTube's algorithm. Once again, YouTube, of course, has got their hands around my throat, and I can't say what the hell I want to say. But the incident where the girl was, let's just say, assaulted in a very, very risque way. And, of course, nobody did anything about that. I think that's a lot more important than kids having Gadsden flags on the back of their book sacks. And the mere fact that they've actually called the parents, they've called the mother in several occasions, because I kind of picked that up, and if you guys picked up or not, the mere fact that they keep getting upset and raising hell about this just baffles the literal hell out of me. It's absolutely stupid. Absolutely dumb. Why in the world are we even having this conversation? Before I go too far off onto a tangent, getting back to the teacher that I had. So the topic of the flag kneeling came up. Of course, this right here was the topic of Colin Kaepernick, you know, the whole flag kneeling. And, of course, I made a lot of videos on that, telling you guys how I felt about that. I don't like the idea of people kneeling during the national anthem because it shows an extreme lack of respect for those who fought and died for this nation. I mean, it's quite frankly disrespectful. That right there is what the hell it is. It's just straight up disrespectful. I mean, you got men and women who gave their lives so that way you had the right to kneel, the right to say whatever the hell you want to say, and you show them utter disrespect by kneeling. Now, I understand some people will say, well, that right there was never their intention. Okay, well, if one person does it, if two people do it, if three people do it, they do it one game, then obviously it's an incident. The NFL should have done something that Jason Whitlock suggested, which happened in the NBA years ago. It was an anthem protest during one of the games. I want to say it was the Brooklyn Nets, which is back when they were in New Jersey. It's that what should have happened was you should have fined the guy right away and had him suspended for one game. If you'd have done that, more than likely it would have quashed the problem. And then you tell the person to do this type of political activism off work. Next thing you know, they're doing it every game. It becomes mindless. The next thing you know, people aren't watching the product anymore because people can obviously see that this is completely anti-patriotic in what is a very, very patriotic sport. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm not talking about the school right now. Well, the fact of the matter is that these liberals, these libs, especially the infected, they have this tendency to show you exactly how fickle they really and truly are. You have a Gadsden flag on the back of your book sack, I'm offended. You say something I don't like, I'm offended. Yet they're not defending your right to say it, even though a lot of times conservatives will turn right back around and say, I don't agree with what you have to say, but I will in fact defend your right to say it. It's beginning to make me wonder if we should continue to do that. I don't think I've fully addressed what I was saying about the teacher. Okay, I'm talking about the teacher that I had to deal with. So eventually a discussion came up about the Washington Redskins, Washington football team. They were changing their name, all that stuff there. And she was asking the class how they felt about it. Nobody really said anything. So I was like, you know what, they want to change their name. Okay. But why don't we change, if you're going to change the name, you might want to consult the fan base first before you do that. She said they did consult the fan base. And she got mad, like very, very hostile. And I said, I'm looking at a lot of polling information, a lot of articles, been reading a lot of them. Here is one from the Washington Post. Here's another one from Fox News. She got mad. She got triggered with it. And I said, well, you got a lot of people here saying that, quite frankly, they don't want the name changed. And next thing you know, we got a pile on 5, 6, 7 people on one over this entire name change thing. That's kind of sort of what libs do. They get very, very emotional in their way, probably because they know people are going to come to their rescue. They're very, very good at playing the victim. That's all I have to say. But she brought the entire thing up, and you're upset that somebody responded. Very, 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 very weird how these people's brains operate. The kid didn't put a picture of a naked woman on the back of his book sack. The kid didn't put a picture of not only a naked woman on his book sack, but you guys kind of know where I'm going at with this. The fact of the matter is this here. This kid right here is not doing anything wrong. It's a good thing for the kid that mom, quite frankly, was based. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but there's a great big giant elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the little foot that's moving. Obviously, she's got her son in the school, and obviously she's got her other child with her, definitely a baby, maybe a toddler, 2, 3 years old. I find it hard to believe that a 3-year-old would be, she'd be carrying a 3-year-old in a baby carrier. But then again, though, at the same time, though, she's obviously got other kids. She's got to end her work day, or she's got to leave the house, and she's got to come out to the school for something that's completely stupid, that's something that is just another annoyance, another nuisance. These people, what I'm trying to say to you is that these people, they live to make your life a living hell. Even if they don't act like they're trying to make your life a living hell, they obviously live to make your life a living hell. This is what these people do. It's a mental disorder. It's just the way that it is. I mean, like I said before, the whole definition of liberalism is practically live and let live, and let people, for the most part, do whatever. These people are showing you that they're not really liberal. If anything, they sound a lot like what they claim we are. It's very funny when they call you Nazi or they call you fascist, and they tell you that you need to they want us to conform. They want us to conform. We're not going after their kids. I mean, then again, though, a lot of libs don't have kids. I mean, I've talked this on several occasions. Conservatives have 2 kids per household per one liberal household. But still, at the same time, you're kind of seeing where this is coming from. They think that these children are their children. They think your kids belong to them. Of course, they don't care about them beyond the 8-hour day that they're in school. But still, at the same time, this is their mindset. I mean, they're actually pining over something that, quite frankly, they don't have. Let me say this really quick, okay? Because then again, though, it could also be the feminine, masculine nature. I mean, I've talked about this a lot. That the feminism, and of course, well, what was I about to say? Not feminism, but of course, I was about to say that liberalism, for the most part, is in fact effeminate. It's one of the main reasons why feminism and liberalism go so well together, because it is in fact extremely effeminate. That's just the way that it is. You're upset about a Gadsden flag being on a child's backpack, so now you want to raise hell about it. Now, I understand that the teacher there is just simply enforcing the rules, but don't you think for one second that maybe the teacher could have, like, I don't know, let this child kind of get away with it? I mean, did any other student say anything about it? Did any other students say, hey, man, that offends me. That really, that bothers me. Of course, and some of these students even have BLM stuff, but of course we don't say anything about that because they're pretty much allowed to do whatever the hell they want. Fact of the matter is that this right here is another case of these teachers, quite frankly, letting the libs or the people who are influenced by libs basically do whatever the hell they want. They're not standing up for it, and they're not going out of their way to protect your child. I mean, it's your job as a teacher to not only teach the child, but obviously to protect the child. And yes, that also includes from stupid stuff. No, lady, you should not be getting triggered over a Gadsden flag, even though it's more than likely the district itself that's probably not exactly okay with that. I mean, Colorado is turning into California or California, whichever one you might want to call it. Still at the same time, though, a Gadsden flag, really? I mean, thank God this boy's mother was based and was there to put this lady in her place. But still at the same time, though, I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys what to do with your kids. I'm just simply showing you guys what the hell is going on in schools, and you guys can make your own determination. Speaking of that right there, I want to go ahead and address some things from this previous video that I put out. Number one, the video is not going to be coming down or anything like that, just because there's some dislikes on the video that don't really mean any damn thing. And also to go on top of this, I still stand by what I said about the Oliver Anthony stuff, that I believe that what happened is that he's, to a certain degree, he's backtracking over the fact that his song struck a chord with the wrong crowd, and of course he's been getting attacked from the left. He comes out, he says something, now he's getting attacked by both sides, and I still stand by that there. Of course, that video was designed to explain what I thought was actually going on, not attacking him or anything like that, but I'll probably be doing a follow-up to that video on Thursday or Friday. But there is one inaccuracy that I do need to clear up, because some guy went absolutely crazy in the comment section, so I'm going to go ahead and respond to this. Everything you said in the video was wrong. He's not even from North Carolina. He's from Virginia. Okay, I got the information from the mainstream media. Okay, I've heard it like 3 or 4 times. Granted, of course, it's also been on YouTube as well. Apparently what happened is that Mr. Anthony, by the way, that's not even his real name. I just now found that out earlier this morning. Apparently this guy's got a past that's not too different from mine. And apparently also, to go on top of this, this guy also is born in Virginia, moved to North Carolina, lived in North Carolina for a bit, worked in North Carolina. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in North Carolina, a lot of times if you move to North Carolina, we'll sometimes call, for the most part, we actually take you in as like a fellow North Carolinian. We do that because it's just our way of being nice, our way of being cool. Especially if you're cool with us, we'll actually take you in. Okay, so maybe he didn't understand that. That's okay. I mean, we're allowed to disagree on the platform. I just figured I would throw that out there, but there's probably going to be a follow-up to that video anyways, because there's a moron out there online who's attacking people who live in North Carolina, West Virginia, Virginia, South Carolina, basically considering us all to be Appalachia, and considering the fact that coal is right rampant in some of these areas for whatever reason. This particular guy, I'm talking about that fat phony Hassan Piker, he feels like everybody who lives in this area works in coal mines and stuff. And while coal mining is definitely honorable and very important, I just think it's a very, very odd stereotype. But then again, knowing that it was Hassan Piker that said it, I don't think we should be surprised. I'll be clear. I'll be addressing that probably on Thursday. With that there being said, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts on this. Please also, one more thing too, please share the video. With that right there being said, I'll see you guys later.